top tier Jasmine Allure, and if you want to have an alluring time, you better watch Countdown City WrestleCast.
What is up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. Joining me this week is a not sure why upset Tommy.
I get to use my F-bomb early. I hate this fucking show.
What's happened? We just started. And of course, we got Mike.
What's up, guys? It's Big Mike, and I had another thing planned for my rhyme, but I think it's only appropriate that as we go down the tracks here in 2023, I have a good idea why Tommy might be mad at me.
Hey, why is that, Mike? What happened?
Oh, okay.
What was wrong?
For what it's worth, I just got the liner. I don't know who decided to go find the clip of Jasmine ripping your side and beating Holiday right in front of you, because I'm not lying. But I do have to say, I love that JC and Steady have just gone along with this whole thing. And look, before we get going, before we finish off, Tommy, I think it really just goes to that old adage: had you been nice and not been so rude at that very first Mission Pro show I attended, we probably would not have got down this road. But for no reason, you yelled at a person I was trying to get an autograph with and meet, and I'm just saying something about karma down the road. I don't know.
For the record, thank you, Steady, for the liner. He's the one that put all that together. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now. I hadn't even seen it, and he just he sent the email and uploaded it, and I was just like, oh, this is epic. This is pretty cool. So
look, Tommy, he made that, but you got to meet Power Rangers you may have never got to meet otherwise.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
Wish reward, buddy.
I'll do that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you again, Jasmine Allure, for the interview and for the kind words on that liner. We much appreciate it. So, yes.
And just real quick, not that I check every couple of days, but that that video is up to 150 plus views, and I don't know.
Nice.
I know that's not a lot to some people.
Cool.
That's awesome to me. So, thanks
Yes.
for anybody who's watched it.
If you haven't gotten to see it, yes, definitely go check it out. Mike and Tommy did a great job interviewing Jasmine Allure about her career, things I didn't know. I didn't realize how young she was. It's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome to see what she's doing in her career, and things are looking up. So I'm really excited for it. I hope years down the road we'll be able to get an update interview from her as the career progresses, and see if we can look back and see where she was at 2023.
I said in the interview, the next time she's on WWE television again or AEW television again, we're reposting that link to that video.
For sure.
Like, hey, you saw on TV? Check this out.
I don't care if she shows up on Dark or Elevation again. I'm reposting.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, check out who is on Dark and Elevation.
I mean, I feel like it might be her luck, given some of her matches, that it's going to be like versus Athena.
Yeah.
Then she has to, get beat down by Athena. But I mean,
Nyla Rose, Max the Impaler for no random reason whatsoever.
The love she talked about, and in the matches she had, she had the thing with Marina, where she kicked her head, and one of them, whatever happened, the thing with Lacey Evans, she had Tamina. If you could go through that and you're like, I still love this, that's something. So
yeah, for sure,
legit.
All right, well, thank you everyone again for joining us on tonight's episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. We're going to be previewing Impact Sacrifice, which the card may have, subject to change, it definitely changed within the last 20-30 minutes. We got a tweet sent out by Impact official account. We'll be discussing that as well. That is an Impact Plus exclusive event going on tomorrow night.
JC, I think right off the bat.
Hey, Chris.
What's up?
Just that thing I mentioned earlier that's in the studio, that little ticker. Seems like a perfect time.
Yeah, for sure. There it is right there. It's
Tell me
first
I'm
comment we
wrong.
get. First comment we get. for sure.
Everybody knows me.
Everyone knows
Look,
you.
Tommy,
Anyway.
in the interview,
Mhm.
she literally said her trainer, the
Mhm.
person who
Damn
goes
it.
over matches with her, was
Yeah.
like, "Is that Tommy that you're always getting into it with at Mission Pro?"
Damn it.
I'm just saying, man,
Yeah.
it's true.
I
There's
almost
nothing
forgot
wrong
she
with that.
said that. Like, legit. I almost forgot she even brought that up. I was, damn, I
Mhm.
forgot.
That cracks me up because I was just like, of course. I'm sitting there in there like, of course, there's someone who's like, oh, it's Tommy.
Yes. Hashtag everybody knows Tommy for
Also,
sure.
Alright.
Tommy, what did I text you when I was at Hybrid Road to Hybrid Mania last weekend? Do you remember that? I go, oh
No.
hey, Matty Rinkaski's dad's here because everyone's interacting with him.
Oh, that's
I was
right.
like, I wanted to go up and introduce myself. Do you know him? Yes, I know him.
Yeah, because I did want to answer. I was like, hell.
I could tell in the way you
Yeah,
typed
I
it. You're
know
like,
who that is.
yes.
Hilarious. Well, anyway, we before we get into Impact Sacrifice, let's discuss a little bit of wrestling news. What is out there, guys? Anything just popped up? Because
We
with
got
everything going.
2 Hall of Fame inductees have been announced. Great Muda, I think, since the last time we were podcasting, and
That's
Andy
right.
Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, that one. God, I really hope Jerry Lawler's the one that inducts him because
It almost
so
has to.
deserved.
Yes.
It has
Yeah.
to be, right? Yeah.
It has to be. It has to be. If it's not him, it better be Jim Carrey. You know that talk about a story on that Andy Kaufman in wrestling. For a celebrity wing, there's no one more deserving.
I can't believe it took them this long.
I know, but I mean, I who knows why? I don't know if it was related to his family. Who knows if he had it in his will just as a joke that he would never do it? Who knows? Kaufman was ahead of his time as far as his comedy goes, and he's really pushed the element. And I'm sure you guys have seen Man on the Moon. If you haven't, by the way, I learned a lot about that whole Jerry Lawler, Andy Kaufman thing from that movie. Things I didn't know before, and I was so excited. Hey, I don't even have to put the thing up. Jason's already got it. But I love Andy Kaufman. I love that whole thing with Jerry Lawler. Finding out the movie that they worked everybody with that, and they really sold it. How people thought it was real, especially when he smacked him on Letterman. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lawler has to be the one to induct him. I'm very excited about that one. But tell me, Great Muda, you know, what do you guys say about him getting inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame?
Well deserved. I know everyone. I know there are people out there. Let me just say this right quick. I know people out there are like, well, he didn't really wrestle WCW, and he didn't really. So why should he go to WWE Hall of Fame? I know it. I understand what you're saying. but wait, I don't understand what they're saying. I understand the complaints, but also maybe they should shut the fuck up because Great Muda is one of the greatest of all time. It should be in every wrestling Hall of Fame. You know, so maybe mind your damn business and let the man of fame. And if you don't like it, I think DX said it best. Suck it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm thrilled. So yeah, and because
I mean, bringing the heat tonight.
Oh man, I didn't see a lot of people say that, but I saw 1 or 2 people like, well, he's not dirty. I was like, he's Great Muda, you jackass. What Hall of Fame doesn't
He's
he
wrestling.
be in? Like,
He's wrestling.
So
We do this every year too. Do we really want to go through the roster who's all in there and go like, well, should this person be in here? Should that, like, it's who is it, Batista or Punk that was, had famously said one time, like, it's an honor, but it's also just for promoting.
yeah,
It's for selling tickets. The ceremony itself is for selling tickets.
for sure.
There's, and that's the thing missing. They need like a physical Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they have all that stuff they bring to like the WrestleMania experience stuff.
Yeah.
That needs to be in a place, like you said.
Do it at the corporate headquarters. I mean, they have all that land out there. Why not build a physical Hall of Fame as a tourist attraction out in Sanford, Connecticut? You know, so
I'm pretty sure that wasn't Dana Hart's one of her reasons why she wouldn't let Owen Hart go in because they didn't have a physical Hall of Fame. She said that it was just because so tickets. So at least that was one story I heard. She said why she wouldn't do
I
it.
think
said-
that was amongst the things. Yeah.
Yeah, she said that on Dark Side of the Wrestling for that, but the major thing is, of course, the whole, with there was no
Yeah.
safety measures in. You can watch that whole documentary about it. And honestly, yeah, I for the longest time thought he should be in there, but then after I watched that, I was like, okay, now I get her point of view. Now I understand her side of it. Now I understand why, and I agree with it.
Yeah,
so
I always I like, even though I wanted Owen in, I always understood her side. I was like, yeah, I really want him in, but at the same time, sorry guys, I think she's got a point here. So
it may honestly, it may not be happen until Vince McMahon is 100% completely done with the company.
He's got to be having nothing to do with.
Yes, that may be the only time that happens. So
Steady,
First
we
of all,
loved
hey
it.
Burnsy, real quick. First of all, hey Burnsy. Second, Steady.
What's up, Burnsy?
Steady. No, Steady.
Steady, you went above and beyond, buddy. I gotta say. We're gonna put that clip out on social media, and tag her in it too, because I'm sure she would love to see that from her top tier fans. So
in about 30 years, she's gonna retire and go into a Hall of Fame.
Is JC frozen?
JC is frozen. Oh no! Oh no!
Are we? Yeah. We're still live, I think, at the moment.
I think,
there he goes.
Yep, there he goes.
Hey, I'm alive.
So we're still
Jesus
live.
Christ.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
Burnsy coming in again with the music.
Yeah.
Becoming a staple of the show.
Hey, he's quoting SSX Tricky. How about that?
Wow.
I'm kind of enjoying that he does that randomly now. It's like I'm starting to think he just looks for random songs either while we're doing this or during the week. Just
looks. He doesn't look. He just names those.
He probably does just know him. But no, I feel like I was saying. I feel like when Jasmine retires in about 30 years and goes into her own WWE Hall of Fame, one of her highlight clips will be ripping up that sign or something I do. I don't know why. I just feel like that's going to be in her highlight reel.
It should be in there, and I'm going to throw the name in the hat there. Tell me you need to be the one to induct her, and you have to say very, very nice things about her when that happens.
Damn it!
Whichever one of us still alive has to send the clip of him cheering. Like, look at this show from way back in the 23s.
If I'm not around by then, it'll definitely be on my Google Drive, and you can just pull it from there. So,
Adi and Jay got us. If you know.
I was gonna say Adi and Jay. It's like in your will, kids.
They'll keep the dream alive.
Well,
yes.
Hey, look, we already know Jay at a young age has a desire to beat up the small little wrestling midgets like Richie. Mm-hmm. So maybe he's also wrestling. Maybe he's a contemporary as Jasmine's retiring and he's becoming the hot new rookie or.
To be fair, my son at 6 years old tomorrow, by the way, is probably already taller than Richie, so that's very possible. As tall as he's getting,
I want that to happen because I know Richie. He pretty much more or less retired right for now because of Sons and Rodeo. But I want him to come out of retirement when Jay turns 18. Is like, oh yeah, I've been waiting for this, kid. Yeah, it's been like 14 years. Let's do this. Let's do it.
Here's the thing. Here's the best part of that. He may call him out, not having seen him in all these years. My son's probably going to be taller than me. I'm 6'2". Okay, he's probably going to be 6'4". So if my son walks out, he's going to be like, holy crap.
It's going to look like Rey Mysterio and Dominic. Yes. He's going to be Rey Mysterio, and Jay's going to be Dom. Yes, exactly.
Perfect. All right.
Hope you're doing good, Richie. We love you, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, I love you, Richie.
Any other wrestling news out there, guys? Something that...
I feel like there was something else.
We found out why Alexa Bliss wasn't on TV for a while.
Yeah, well there were two things.
Yeah, I heard two things. Yeah.
What did you guys hear?
Oh, no, yeah. Obviously, she was on...
The Masked Singer.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
She was on that. But apparently also had to receive some skin cancer treatment or something, or... I don't remember reading the full article, but there was something out there.
Yeah.
Probably like some preliminary thing or pre-screen.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, from what I read, it was like pre-cancerous cells, like for skin cancer. Okay. But they caught it in time, so it wasn't nothing, no damage or like that. They just have to get that removed off of her, but she's fine. So she got a clean bill out. So so she's good.
Wait, Steady. Who are we talking about with the prison record?
Was he?
Talk about Richie, maybe. I don't know if Richie's been
I
to
don't
prison,
know.
but yeah. So.
I don't know if Virginia is right.
We'll come
yeah,
back to it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while he's getting that, you want to guys jump into what's local and what's happening pretty soon? So,
Yeah.
Yes,
all
Tommy,
right.
are you going this weekend?
I am. I got my ticket already for RCW. So
All right. So,
Let's
yes.
start with
They just said it right now with host graphic. There it is. RCW, RCW Mania, Saturday, March 25th. I believe it's at the
Good Shepherd.
Good Shepherd Lutheran Church. Yes. Bell time, I believe, is at 7. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good Shepherd Lutheran Church Saturday. Let me go ahead and put this graphic back here so I can share what the card is going to be here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I can't remember the time because I'm going to be late anyway, so I don't know why I'm even.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, we looked at this a bit last week, but this is going to be a pretty epic match itself. They've done a good job building this up. Mike, you were at Hybrid this past weekend. Ben Oliver, I believe, was there. Mm-hmm. Was there anything that happened that kind of helped set this up as well? So.
Well, yeah, there was definitely some stuff. I guess I'll jump right to Hybrid's main event.
Sorry.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, just steady.
Yeah, no. Because Hybrid was crowning their first ever women's champion, and it was Kai Vibes, Maddie Rinkowski, and Gia Michelle. And Maddie and Key are also having a match at RCW Mania. If you can see there, a I Quit match for the RCW Women's Champion that Kai Vibes is right now. And it was a triple threat and kind of an odd finish for a triple threat, but it really played into the RCW thing. Gia Michelle won because Key and Maddie got counted out, but they basically just continued beating the crap out of each other, and some other refs and trainees had to come and separate them. And let me tell you, like, as funny as Maddie is in her main side character, main character Maddie stuff, the look she gets sometimes when she's trying to beat the crap out of someone is legit scary. So Key doesn't back down from anyone, so that's going to be a heck of a match. You put I Quit on there, you got to wonder what how they're going to get one of them to do that. So that's going to be a heck of a match. The RCW hybrid universe version of H2 Easy, Hartwell. So the good guy versions, teaming up with David Kidd to face the Texas Tree. Okay, I have to say this, even though it's not directly related to the card. On the show, the Texas Treats and Diego Rene were facing a team of fashionista Devin Carter, who's also on this, Zakai and Eric Walker. The Treats came out first with Diego, whatever. And then Shake Your Culo starts playing. And I'm like, oh, I know. Like, I don't know if everyone knows because the Treats have been around a while.
Yeah.
This used to be their song.
Yeah.
If Marvel Hybrid, if you have the video from this, please release it. Because Devin and Zakai coming out and dancing to this, and then the juxtaposition of Eric Walker, like, I guess, like, I'm not really
I guess.
like, it was amazing. And then on top of it, Don Juan and Marvel like, whoa, that's our song, you can't do that. It was just hilarious. But that 6-man they got going on, David Kidd's a really good talent with that character. Diego Rene too. He's I know Tommy and I have seen him at Mission Pro for a lot of the show, so that should be a fun one. We've talked about this for a couple weeks. The Gutter Snake Izzy James, coming back. We've seen him, like we talked about in some of his earlier incarnations. But he's I guess, it's weird to say this thinking about when we used to see him, but I guess he's a pretty well-traveled veteran at this point.
Yep. That is weird.
Amazing.
It's weird. And, the fashionista, though, Devin Carter, really impressive. Has been really putting on good matches at Hybrid, at MPW. I'm pretty sure at RCW, too. I just haven't seen them. The Flocking Brawlers, open tag team match. They may have Harlow and JP Harlow and Joey Hyder are in that 6-man. but they've been going back and forth at hybrid with the Flock and Brawlers. They may be pulling double duty that night because it's an open challenge, and then they kind of Casey and Devin kind of called them out again after because they had single matches.
Unless they bring another surprise team in, we'll see.
They could though. It's also RCW.
Fly Def, I hope. I would like. I just like Fly Def. So.
Oh, okay. Tommy, do you want to talk about the Phoenix Championship match? I know you.
Do I? I mean, no. It's cool because, well, for one, having Vanity in Texas is just awesome. Period. But Claudia Del Solis, who I know that there are people who are not the biggest fans of her. I am a big fan of hers. But no, it's now I'm looking forward to this because they're both are really good, and Vanity is also very well traveled. So see her back in Texas is super cool. She's supposed to be in Texas either or was last weekend or something like that. I don't know where she was, but I can't remember where. So yeah, I mean, I do really wish it was a triple threat because I wish Shiva would be able to wrestle, but she won't. However, I don't know if you guys saw this.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say
yeah. She will be technically involved in the RCW International Championship match because she'll be handcuffed to Logan Pettis. I'm sorry. It's just that's the greatest thing I've ever heard, and I can't wait to see it. Oh, when I saw that, I saw that night and I fell out laughing because first of all, he's been complaining on Facebook ever since. And I have been laughing repeatedly on Facebook ever since. So,
and then the main event, Tommy. Would you say that Big E would approve of Mysterious Q versus?
Hell yeah! The big meaty man slapping meat. Are you kidding me? This is everything Big E wants in wrestling right here in this match. So,
I get your work rate.
Yeah, you want your work rate, your 5-star classics, not me.
So that's one of the greatest clips in the history.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Of clips. Sorry,
funny.
just of clips.
Yeah, it's still funny to this day because I still worry every time I watch it that Xavier Woods isn't gonna make it out that chair because he's laughing so hard. It's like I'm like, Woods, breathe, bro, breathe.
Yeah, seriously.
But Khan and Q have definitely especially with Khan, I think he moved to San Antonio sometime during the pandemic, or unless he was already here. And he's really made a name for himself because of like RCW and the few times he's been at BOW and what is he, like New Texas Pro and all that kind of stuff. So, and Q has been running things around the state. So this I mean, all jokes aside, this does have 5-star quality main event written all over it.
Yeah.
I mean, because I couldn't get up to Arlington, unfortunately, to see Brian Keith and Shane Taylor in a cage, but this might match the intensity with or without the cage because it's still a guy from Shane Taylor Promotions fighting another. So
I'm going to say the loser in that cage match was the cage.
I would agree with you, absolutely. But I don't know if you guys saw this too. That they've been doing a tail of the tape for Q and Khan, and it's really cool. It's like I didn't know how similar they were. I also didn't know that Q was 6'3" until I saw this. It makes sense. I mean, he's a tall dude, but I didn't know he was 6'3". It's like, my God. So, but no, this is gonna be really cool. I'm happy that this one. Yep. They built it up well too.
Now, as far as the event itself, the doors open at 6. The event starts at 7. All seats have been sold, so if you're looking to attend this in person, you're only going to be able to get standing room only tickets, which are going to be sold at the door for $10. If you're wanting to get a seat, can't make it out, go to titlematchnetwork.com and subscribe to that, and you can watch RCW Mania 2023. Yeah. So.
And I think we've talked about this over the time, but this was the local promotion. That got us in, right?
Yeah,
it was that.
Sure.
At least for me and JC specifically.
No, me too.
No, I know, but like it was that show 2007, the weekend of the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
And who was
the day before the Rumble?
Who knew about it?
We saw a flyer or something. I forget who.
Yeah, he was doing hella flyers in those days. So
we saw a flyer or something, and we I can't remember if we were at Ingram for that whole like thing with Mickey James and Kennedy. We saw the flyer, said, "Hey, let's go!" You know.
You're right. That's right. I forgot about the thing.
Yeah.
I did that. It was like a mini WWE experience at
Ingram Mall. They had an autograph sign with Mickey James and Mr. Kennedy, and then they had like the WWE game out there. And
I did. They had you could be an announcer for like a minute and a half clip of a match or something. I did that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
And so then we saw a flyer, went to the show, and at the LAX was there, and it was a whole big thing. It was pretty epic. So and then we kind of hooked from there. So. All right, other local shows on the horizon. As we mentioned, Mission Pro is going to be April 22nd, the same weekend as Pro Wrestling Element, which will be the very next day. Now, I want to highlight a bit of Pro Wrestling Element because their card is looking pretty stacked.
Yeah.
The name of their event is 0260. TexasPW.com is the website.
What? Oh.
Yeah.
If we ever run a show, that's what I'm.
Yeah, that's going to be the name of it. Yeah, I already agree. I already agree.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but Daga, Brandon Weiss, Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, Jonathan Gresham against J.P. Harlow, Casey Blackwell's Kid Bandit, The Treats, and Joey. I mean, there's a lot of people here in action. That this show is just going to be pretty epic. So. And it's at the Shrine Auditorium, which, if you're there, yes, the tickets are $20 for general admission, but plan to take some extra cash because the Shrine likes to charge for parking. They think they're that big a venue that they do that, unfortunately. So just FYI. So.
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So both those, so that card's out. Mission Pro's been releasing theirs, and it's still a month away. So we have some time to go more in depth with those, but that's going to be a packed weekend.
Yeah, and kind of hidden in here on the graphic, I don't know if you guys realize, there's Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah.
And Miranda Alizé as well. So, got a few there. Showing up.
What's up, Daniel? Legacy of Nerd. Always
Legacy of Nerd. And
we're just talking about all the Power Rangers that you and Tommy got to interview the last couple weeks.
Been a good couple weeks.
And that awesome interview y'all did, was that Monday night, Tuesday night?
Monday night.
Monday night. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the Power Ranger,
cool.
yo.
Dude, it was so fun, dude. Like, you should have really like we legit were like with I think someone in the chat said at first, "Hey, the trailer just dropped." We were like, "What?"
Yeah, I heard about that. It just said the trailer be out in 2 days, and it just dropped. Like, wait, what? So
awesome. And I swear, Netflix was watching our show. It said, "Screw you guys! I'll put the trailer out now."
Yeah, go check it out. Very cool interview. Yep. So.
Kid Bandit.
Kid Bandit, yes. There's a lot of people on that card.
Yeah, I mean, him and Casey, because Casey has the match with Kid Bandit, who's become real popular indies. At Hybrid, the Road to Hybrid, the last show last weekend, it started with JP Harlow versus Casey Blackrose, and that was a hell of a match to start the show.
All right.
And Casey and his backbreakers. He likes to mess up people's backs.
Yeah, they're getting really good. They're getting really good. I mean,
Roger Strong level there. So.
I mean, he's on his way.
Yeah.
The most effective one sometimes is just toss them. At Mission Pro, it was toss them onto the ring steps. This one was like to the edge of the ring, I think, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Listen to the chat here.
Hey,
we've had the
boom.
Yeah, that's all. That's it.
Hey, those 26 seconds, nobody else had the exclusives. Where I see it. So
that's a long time as far as I'm concerned.
I was gonna make a joke like that too.
All right. Let's move on to Impact Sacrifice. This goes even more off the rails. Oh my gosh, yeah. So.
Oh my god.
Well, yes, his opponent's backs are usually pretty red after the match.
Yeah.
I'll give you that, Jason.
Oh god. Let's move on.
Anyway. Impact Sacrifice, Impact Plus event on a Friday night, and we're going to kind of talk through the matches, make some predictions. There was 9 on the card, but now it's 8. When we get to what we thought would be the main event, we'll call it out. So,
hold on, JC. Is there like a 6 or 7 person scramble, multi-person?
No.
Oh, thank God. I can
Now,
pick this then.
you can pick all these then, unless they throw it in at the last minute, but that's
Yeah,
not going
right.
to count our picks anyway, right? I mean, it is Impact after all.
It'll be on the pre-show.
But interesting enough, this one is taking place north of the border in Canada. So,
Canada been doing some stuff recently.
yep. And so this is going to be a pretty decent show, I think. It's got a decent card here. This one is the last event, and then you get into, I think there's a Under Siege is in May, but I believe they have a pay-per-view in April.
I think it's Multiverse of Madness because
that's a New Japan one.
Or something multiverse because that's when they're having like guys from New Japan.
Multiverse United is March 30th.
There you go.
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness. Marvel.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's March. That's actually next weekend, next Thursday.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Yeah, and then in April 16th is Rebellion, which is a pay-per-view event. That will also be in Canada, by the way. So back-to-back events in Canada, believe it or not. But yeah, they're New Japan getting co-promoted with Impact, co-promoted with AEW. How about that, guys?
Yeah. Just got Tanahashi on that show, so no big deal.
All right, let's start with PCO versus Kenny King. Mike, what do you got? If you have anything. So.
PCO, I mean, two really good guys, but PCO's crazy. I mean, it's pretty much been what his character's been since, I don't know if he had come back, but he was the Quebecer for the long time, and then he created PCO, and he's just had this run for has it been 6-7 years now, maybe a little bit longer?
6-7 years.
Yeah.
He's just been absolutely not caring about the condition of his body.
So, I mean, Kenny King's good, but I don't know. I'm going to go PCO on this one.
All right, Tommy?
I'm actually going to go Kenny King because I feel like he'll somehow do something to pull it out. I think he'll probably cheat, but I think he'll somehow pull it out. So
fair enough.
Took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, I got to go with Kenny King. He'll find a way to cheat his way to victory here. Jonathan Gresham versus Mike Bailey. And Tommy, where are you going? Dream match, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to the fact that it'll be a match, and I have no complaints. But as far as picking a winner, I'll say Jonathan Gresham. I feel like they want to build him up too, because I feel like, I really feel like at some point he's got to wrestle for the world title, maybe Bound for Glory or Slam Series or something. But I feel like he's got to be going for that world title at some point. So I'm going to say Jonathan Gresham.
Okay, I'm also going with Jonathan Gresham. Again, I think he may be next in line to kind of build up to that world title shot. I think he definitely needs to be in the world title picture. Mike, what about you?
I'm going to go Mike Bailey for the same reasons, just the other way. I think this is Mike Bailey's year. At that Multiverse United, he's got Tanahashi. I think this is his year in Impact. He puts on incredible matches. Also, fun fact for this match, the significant others of these people would also be a really cool match.
You're right.
Versus Veda Scott. So
I'd be in for that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go Mike Bailey. Maybe that's that. Maybe that's what's coming down the road in a mixed tag.
Yeah, I'd love
that.
But at the same time, Jordan Grace at this point is built like a Mack truck, so I would feel really bad for Veda Scott. So.
But yeah, I think she's good at that. I think she'd be good at that kind of running away kind of.
You're right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Frankie Kazarian, Josh Alexander, Rich Swann against Time Machine, which of course is Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Kushida. Such a great name for a tag team. This is where they can go either way, but I'm just going to go with the team that actually has a name for their team, and that's Time Machine. So that's where I go with it. Mike, what about you? Epic insight. Right?
I do have a random question.
Yeah.
Did Frankie Kazarian lose his elite hunting license? You remember a couple of years ago he was the elite hunter after they broke up, him and Christopher Daniels. But I'm just kidding. I know you have a legitimate answer to what happened.
I'm like, what's going on?
He had to. It's probably what
But he also wasn't very good at it because they always wound up getting over on him.
I mean, that's true too.
I'm gonna go with Kazarian, Alexander, and Swan, just because it's got Alexander.
Yeah.
And, like, I think I don't think he's gonna take the pin if they did lose, but I'd kind of like to also see them win.
I'm expecting Steve Macklin to get involved somehow and kind of take Alexander out.
And honestly, that's why I'm picking Time Machine, because literally what JC just said is why I was picking Time.
Yeah.
Either him or whoever he's defending against the belt against Multiverse United, or is he? Is he?
I want to say Kushida.
No, you might be right.
Oh, that's right. That? Yeah. So you know what? Yeah, I'm going Time Machine for sure.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, Kushida. He's defending against Kushida at Multiverse United. So,
Mike, haven't you lone wolf like 3 in a row?
I don't know, man.
It'll be that kind of a day. So, yeah. All right, Deonna Purrazzo versus Giselle Shaw.
I think we're on the same page here. Deonna.
I know. I'm going Deonna.
Yeah,
you guys all?
Deonna.
I think we're going to get back on the same page for this one.
Yeah, but even if we're wrong, I don't care. It's Deonna Purrazzo, so you know.
Yeah.
So.
Tommy, how many of those 8x10s did you wind up ordering?
First of all, mind your business. You don't know my life like that. I don't even need to respond to that question with an actual answer. So
3.
I'll text you later.
All right, a busted open match. Tommy Dreamer versus Bully Ray. We're talking old school ECW here. Tommy, what about you? What are you going with this one?
I'll go Tommy Dreamer, even though I'm. You know what? No, I changed my mind. Take it back. I'm going Bully Ray. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm going Bully Ray.
Yeah, I gotta go Bully Ray. It's like if you're gonna have a match like this, Tommy Dreamer's probably gonna get busted open. It's like
and Tommy Dreamer likes to lose he loves to lose for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's what he likes to do.
Mike.
I mean, this is a definite heart versus head. Because I just want to see Bully Ray lose and not on my wrestling shows, but he's probably going to win.
That was good.
Oh my god, that was great. Okay.
Yes, Daniel, we did say Tommy Dreamer. You a fan? Or is there a Power Rangers reference I'm missing?
I guess they realize that Tommy Dreamer is wrestling tomorrow night, yes, on this event. So stay tuned. We'll have all the details on how you can watch, for sure. Now to the title matches. Digital Media Championship, Joe Hendry versus Brian Myers here on this one.
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
Wow.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No,
he might admit it too.
Yeah, Tommy Dreamer's not a fountain of youth.
But he's a lifer. I think he's definitely a lifer for this business. So.
Oh yeah, for sure he is.
Yeah.
Back to the Digital Media Championship. I'm going with Joe Hendry. I don't see Brian Myers taking the title off just yet, but I'm staying with Hendry as the champion. Mike, what about you?
Same. I like kind of Joe Hendry's run with this right now. His last match when they had we couldn't figure out what the stip was. It was a weird sounding one with Moose. But apparently the clip of him using the Dreamcast to like flip up Moose went viral or something and got a whole bunch of views. So I like what he's doing.
That was an awesome spot. It was.
Tommy, where are you going?
Joe Hendry. Yeah.
Okay. All right, X Division Championship. Trey Miguel defending against Lince Dorado.
Oh God, man!
I know this is one that will probably steal the show wherever it is on the card. Yeah. Mike, who you got on this one?
Damn it!
I want to pick Lince Dorado so bad, but I don't know if he's permanent. He's like staying permanently in Impact right now, or this is a short-term thing. I'm gonna have to go Trey Miguel until he loses. I think officially.
Okay.
So yeah.
Tommy?
I'll go Trey Miguel. I mean, let's say Dorado's amazing, and I would love to see him win here, but I feel like they're still building stuff up with Trey Miguel. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw him wrestle that I forget the guy's name. It's a really older dude who wrestles in Impact. That they have him come out every now and again. Mike something, I can't remember his name.
Jackson?
But yeah, I think so. Yeah. Well,
He's
they
like
had
like 60, 70 or something.
yeah, like 60, 70 years old. Yeah, Mike Jackson. Well, they wrestled. If you watch, Trey Miguel could not have been safer with him if he tried. I was like watching. I was like, dude, this guy works safe. Like, no one, no, like these guys. He really is just good at body control. Because he even hit a double stomp, and I saw him keep all the weight off of it, and it was just so cool. Because I was like, dude, that's some good work right there. So yeah,
Nice.
I'm also going to go Trey Miguel here to retain, so stay on as X Division champion. Now, this next match is for the Impact Tag Team Championship. It is Bullet Club, made up of Ace Austin and Chris Bay against TMDK, the Mighty Don't Kneel. That's Bad Dude Tito and Shane Haste. Now, what's interesting about this is whoever wins this match is going to turn around and defend this at Multiverse United against the loser of this match and the Motor City Machine Guns and Aussie Open. So, with that in mind, yes, there is a chance you could see Bullet Club lose and then turn around and win it right back at WrestleCon at Multiverse United. So, which I personally think is very much possible. But what I really think is going to happen is I do think Bullet Club is going to retain, but I think we might potentially get a Motor City Machine Guns title win at Multiverse United. So I'm going to say Bullet Club is winning this one, but I don't think they'll hold the titles a whole lot longer because when you get into a four-way scramble, anything can happen, right?
True.
So I got Bullet Club here. Mike, what about you?
God, the Mighty Don't Kneel is such a badass name.
I know.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's so cool.
But I feel similar to you, so I'm going to go Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would actually love to see is Aussie Open win at Multiverse, because Aussie Open is like the most talented tag team that is not getting constant praise and time. And there was that thing a couple of Tony Khan brought him in a couple weeks ago, or I think for a show or something, and people were like, "These guys don't have a contract. Why? Like anywhere?" So they're really good. But for this, I'm going to go Bullet Club for a similar reason. But I agree. I don't think they're keeping it past Multiverse.
Okay, and Tommy.
I'm going Bullet Club, and I feel like Multiverse is where the Machine Guns will win it too, because I read they just re-signed with Impact. But no, also they're part of New Japan because they're in the United Empire. That's
I could have sworn that they're not officially under contract. Maybe I misheard something, or they re-signed or something. But
maybe it's under contract, but with some leeway, some freedom. Who knows? But yeah.
But they're officially they're because they are officially under the United Empire banner. So that's one reason why I said that. So and they're with Jeff Cobb, of course. Your dude. So
my boy.
Now we were going to talk about one more match that we figured would be the main event, but news broke around 9:10 p.m. Central Time here. From Impact Wrestling's official Twitter that due to an injury, Mickie James will be unable to compete at Sacrifice. We will give an update and address the Knockouts World title situation tomorrow night at Sacrifice. So, Mickie James was slated to defend that championship against Jordan Grace. And the winner of that match was going to turn around and have to defend that title at Multiverse United against Deonna Purrazzo, Giselle Shaw, and I think I have the name here, Mayu Yamashita. So...
Really? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Four way. So,
6 to midnight, gentlemen.
Obviously, we can't make a prediction on this match because we don't know what the situation is. We know Mickie James is going to be involved. We don't know if it's going to be them vacating the title, if she'll even be able to compete at Multiverse United for that reason. And they somehow turn this into some sort of, I guess, like a playoff kind of thing with whoever Jordan Grace is. Or maybe an interim title thing. Who knows?
God.
But guys, if let's say for the sake of whatever, they just decide to say, okay, we're going to throw someone in against Jordan Grace, and the winner of that gets to go to Multiverse United. That's just my thought. Who from the Impact roster you think could step up and really make a name for himself? That's not already on the card, I should mention.
Remember when the Inspiration used to be on the Impact roster? Jesse McKay, where have you gone?
All right. Well,
No, I follow her.
Yeah. So
yeah, I was gonna say no. You know where she's gone. Yeah. I'm more positive.
She's in movies. She's getting work in movies and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I'm trying to think of who else is on there, to be honest, who's not already kind of mentioned in things.
Maybe someone else they could bring in, you know? So, who knows?
Peraza just sell. Taya just left to
AW.
AW, but you still have the rest of the Death Dolls: Su Young, Havoc, Rosemary.
Tasha Steele's
yeah.
wherever she's been. I guess I don't know where she's been unless she's been injured.
Yeah,
I don't know. She's kind of been off and on Impact though. She's been like everywhere it seems like.
I feel like they're gonna do something to give Jordan Grace that shot there, but that'd be interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Bully Ray, by the way, did retweet that and just said, I take full responsibility.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Well,
so.
Yeah.
But then again, I think that's related to. It looks like that's somewhat related to.
It's just, I think in storyline he attacked her. So whether it's a legitimate injury or storyline, I don't know, but I'm sure that's what that has to do with.
Yeah. So we'll see where they go with this. If she'll have to lose the title and what the situation is gonna be, but if they do decide to do that, well, the winner of this match is going to be heading into Multiverse United as the Knockouts champion. So,
sorry, on that match, I'm pulling for Yamashita. I don't have a choice. my fate has officially been decided, and even if we pick on even if Deonna Purrazzo's on that match, I cannot.
Ooh.
Dude, I'm dead serious. She's.
I know, but that's.
I'm dead serious.
For you to pick against Deonna.
I know. It sounds like it's blasphemy, but it's bigger blasphemy against Yamashita, dude. I can't do it.
Well,
me blast for you.
Impact Sacrifice tomorrow night, Friday, March 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time. The pre-show is at 6:30. The venue is the St. Clair College in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, and it can only be watched on Impact Plus. The pre-show itself, starting at 6:30. Can be watched on Impact Plus and YouTube as well. So now this, of course, is kind of leading into Multiverse United, and I'll just kind of really quickly call out the
Real
card.
quick before you start the card, Jason, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
You and Tommy picking them, I'm shocked. No.
So I mentioned already the World Tag Team Championship, the 4-way for the Knockouts World Championship. Also on there, you got Josh Alexander versus Kushida, Mike Bailey versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Of course, Mike knows Jeff Cobb versus Moose. There's a 6-way scramble for the X Division.
Approved match. Sorry.
Yes, 6-way scramble for the X Division Championship. Trey Miguel, if he's still champion. What?
We are not picking this show.
No, we're not picking this show.
Not a 6-man scramble.
No. Trey Miguel, Clark Connors, Frankie Kazarian, Kevin Knight, Rich Swann, and Rocky Romero.
Although that sounds like an awesome match.
Yes.
It does though.
The Strong Openweight Championship, Kenta versus Minoru Suzuki.
Jesus.
I was waiting for Tommy's reaction to that. I was just like, oh my God, here we go.
I remember seeing that, and dude, six to midnighter. I mean, because it's freaking. I have this theory that Suzuki is in his last couple of years of wrestling. He's just not saying it out loud because with the disbanding of Suzuki-gun and everything. So that's my theory.
Yeah.
But if he's going out, I feel like he's going to take as many people out with him as he can. And I think Kenta's first. He's like, I'm going to retire. All of you will die on my way out. Come here, Kenta, you're first.
Suzuki's like, yes, we will retire this year. Everyone's like, we. Yes, we.
Yes, we. Come. Yes, like this young lion right here. Young lion. I haven't even started yet, and you never will.
You had a good career. I'm still a young lion. It was good.
You had a good career.
I just started training yesterday. What the hell? So
you had a good career. I haven't wrestled a match yet. Aw, too bad.
Final one, there's an 8-man tag team match. Alex Coughlin, Callahan, Fred Roser, and PCO versus Eddie Edwards, Joe Hendry, JR Kratos, and Tom Lawler. So
interesting.
Yep.
Interesting combo of people.
Those are random teams that they got. I'm like, I would switch at least two of these people.
You know, of all the things, it's still weird seeing Fred Rozier on there.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name in WWE?
Hold on.
Darren Young.
What? Darren Young. Yeah. I had to start singing the catchphrase to see if it would come back to me. I was like, millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars. But the funny part is, if you watch his matches, it's like it is almost like a night and day difference. Like it's not even the same guy.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard his
matches
really
are
good.
so good. Yeah, his single matches are so good.
Yeah.
He's so good by himself. I was like, damn. WWE really be holding fools back sometimes, man. Damn.
That event, for the record, Multiverse United, is going to be taking place Thursday, March 30th. Don't know the time, but it's going to be exclusively on Fight TV, and it'll be at the Globe Theater, which is the site of WrestleCon, which of course leads into WrestleMania, which we'll be talking about next week. So,
is that next week? Just kidding.
Yeah.
Kidding.
All right, and with that, we'll move into our 1 minute warning segment here. Whoops, I had that volume up. My bad. Mike, you got anything this week?
Yep.
All right. Whenever you're ready, set, and go.
All right, well, it's been a little while since I've talked about this person, but this person seems to be on a bit of a losing streak in NXT and seems to be in the role of helping put over the young talent, which is awesome. But I feel like that also means it's time to bring her up to the main roster, and that is Indi Hartwell. First of all, let us never forget that Index is the greatest wrestling love story of our generation, and Dexter Lumis is on the main roster. And you need to bring Indi back up. And I would be super cool because, you know, I have a question for you after this. You can be off the air, Tommy. But Bailey, who is like a huge person helping out all this, they interact on Twitter all the time. Bring her into Damage Control as another person. And then you can, you know, have her and Dexter kind of meet backstage and, you know, do that weird thing. But she's gotten really good. She doesn't really have anything else to do in NXT. Hopefully, post-Mania, bring her up and let her get some matches on the main roster because she's too good for what she's doing right now.
All right. My countdown jacked up there for a second, but that's all right. All right, yeah.
Well, it never lasts a minute. We know that.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Tommy, you got something this week?
Yeah, I got a little something.
All right, ready and go.
Okay, mine is just how cool was that freaking Kenny Omega Hijo del Vikingo match? I know a lot of the more old school fans probably don't like that kind of thing. And by the way, I just saw Jason's comment and I agree.
Yes.
But the match between Omega and Vikingo was just fantastic. I love how people who were complaining that they didn't know who Vikingo was, and I was like, do you not have the access to a thing called Google? It's a great little invention that they came up with a few years back. But it exceeded all my expectations. Vikingo is so damn good. I really do think this is like and someone else said it. It's kind of like when Rey Mysterio first debuted in the early 90s. No one had seen anybody like him or move like him. I feel like guys like Rey Fenix, Penta, Laredo Kid, and now Vikingo are just continuing that tradition of when these guys come up out of Mexico, it's just mind-blowing what they can come up with. And Vikingo right now is like just, you know, he's like, I think they said he's 25, 24, something like that. And he's just killing it right now. You know, did they set up some spots? Obviously, well, yeah, it's pro wrestling. That kind of happens sometimes. Of course, you know, what's good for the goose apparently isn't always good for the gander because when WWE does stuff like that, I don't hear a thing. AEW does it, and they're Satan, and which they can't be Satan. Vince McMahon is still a thing. So anyway, but you know, I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't care if you set up spots if you're gonna do the things he does, because this goes, with all due respect, this goes beyond Ricochet, beyond
You're right,
Omega, beyond. Who's the one that had the acrobatic match with
Ospreay?
Ospreay, yeah. Like none of them right now.
Yeah.
Like that was insane.
Because he's so damn good. He's so damn good.
Yeah. Mine, guys, this is something that this time of year, it's definitely something worth celebrating because it's that time of year we can look back And it's been, believe it or not, 15 years, guys. We have had 15 years of Scott Steiner Math. The infamous Sacrifice promo was in 2008. And with Sacrifice taking place this year, we've had 15 years of us trying to figure out how Steiner had a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he couldn't beat him, and he's not even going to try. So all of that turns into, still to this day, Scott Steiner having a 141 and 2/3 chance of winning the Sacrifice. And remember, the numbers don't lie, because if you're going up against Scott Steiner, they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice, especially if you're in a three-way match. 15 years of Steiner Math. Mike and Tina, if you're watching this later, how long before that starts showing up in math textbooks across the country?
Because he wasn't wrong. The numbers don't lie. Look, Tina will back me up on this.
Yes.
Sometimes your students use the wrong formula,
Yeah.
but they do that part correctly. And in fact, in some of those upper level AP courses, when you have to do your work, if you get the wrong answer but do the math right, you still get partial credit because the math you did was right, even though you didn't, do the right thing at some point for that problem. The numbers did work out, and that was like my favorite part of the whole thing. And kids know about it. I've had kids over the years like, that crazy wrestler in his math promo. I'm like, yes, so. That's one of the greatest things that has ever been gifted to us.
There's all those little motivational math posters you guys have in your classrooms. There needs to be one made of Steiner Math. If you and I don't mind photoshopping it for you.
Tracy, you're the one who's good at making it.
I remember. The funny part is, I don't think I watched Sacrifice live, but someone mentioned it and then put the clip up it was probably on Facebook or YouTube, and I was like, "What drugs was he on when he came up with this?" And then when
that's not a question you want to answer.
I mean, that's true. Fair enough. But I was like, but I remember thinking, I was like, oh my God, Scott, stop! What are you doing?
But it worked out. Like now it's legendary.
That's the worst part. Is that it made sense.
Look, but it's legendary. Yeah. So
that's the University of Michigan approved. I mean, he got his degree.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. I assume that's not kayfabe. I was told that for years. I want to believe it's true.
I don't know. I have to look it up. So.
Look it up, but the fact that as good a wrestler as he is, he's an even better talker, and that promo proved it because there are some promos that just live in infamy. Austin 316. Rest in peace. The Rock says. The number spell.
I just kicked Stan. That one too.
I just kicked Stan. That's my personal favorite. But it's just like it's just like the funniest part about that. I watched it once and said that was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard in my life. But I could. But wait. But was it though? Because also I could not watch it again. And again.
How epic was that promo? When Impact had their Twitch channel running 24/7, and even I think there's an Impact Wrestling channel on my Fubo TV. Every hour that promo plays at least once. It's just an iconic promo, and it's fucking great.
And every time it's on, you stop and watch it. I don't
Exactly.
It's just that damn funny.
Oh, and Petey Williams there. I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know how they made it through without cracking. I don't understand.
Yes,
he must have told them the whole thing before they filmed because there's no way they heard that the first time and no one broke. I refuse to believe that.
Petey's was just daydreaming about Tim Hortons and Canadian Destroyers.
He had to be. He had to have not been listening to a word that man said, and that was the first time they heard it. He had to have been just thinking of singing a song in his head. He was singing "Oh Canada" repeatedly just so he would not listen to what Scott was saying.
Well, to find out who it is going to spell disaster for at Sacrifice, be sure you're watching tomorrow night on Impact Plus at 7 p.m. Again, taking place in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. You can only watch this event on Impact Plus. And if you're there in Canada watching this, hey, how's it going? The next day, they will be taping the Sacrifice Fallout, some episodes of future Impact Wrestling there in Ontario. And then leading, of course, into Multiverse United at WrestleCon the following Thursday. So, thank you again, everyone, for joining us on the Countdown City WrestleCast. Visit the Countdown City Geeks website at countdoncitygeeks.com. Mike, go ahead.
Real quick, if everything works out this Friday and this weekend, we should have 2 interviews coming up next week with guys that will be on the RCW show Got 2 guys who have been in Mission Pro a bunch. So hopefully those do get done, and we'll see them out next week.
Very
So
cool.
Stay tuned.
Hooray!
As for us next week, while Multiverse United is going on, we're going to be recapping Impact Sacrifice to see who really did spell disaster for. And we're finally going to preview WWE WrestleMania 39, which has been shaping up to be pretty damn good, gotta say.
Oh, and is it Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor that same that
Yeah,
Friday?
there's a lot going on that weekend.
There's a lot going on that weekend. Right.
Yeah, we'll talk mostly WrestleMania. Maybe mention some other highlights going on with ROH. And then I believe the following week after that, and New Japan has a show,
I think
Genesis,
so.
right? Something like that.
It might be Sakura Genesis, I think.
Sakura
Right.
Genesis
Yeah, you know
on
what?
the
Because
8th, yeah.
yes, because I think that's when Sonata's getting his title shot,
Okay.
and because he left
Yeah.
Lij. I don't know if you guys heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe you had mentioned that. So. All right, that's what's on the horizon for us. Thank you, everyone, for watching us. If you're watching us after the fact, leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts on Impact Sacrifice you got to watch. And go ahead and let us know some early predictions, what you got for WrestleMania. The promos have been great. Love Cody, love Roman. I really am enjoying. I'm loving Dom. I'm loving the Mysterio versus Dominic setup as well. But I epically love the fact that somebody photoshopped a chunkla into Ray's hand when he was sitting there talking to Dominic Mysterio.
I haven't seen that yet. That's awesome.
I also feel bad. Someone made this video. I don't even know where this clip is from, but it's like these 4 dudes riding in a truck that are like 3 of them are like singing and all happy, and one of them's looking at them like, "What are you doing?" But they put the 3 happy singing people as Finn Balor, Dom, Rhea Ripley, because they all have stuff going on at WrestleMania for the Judgment Day, and then Damian Priest is the one looking at him. I assume he's going to get involved in at least the Ray Dom.
Yeah,
match.
he's got to get involved.
Probably not Hell in a Cell. That'd be a little bit harder, although it happens.
I was saying it's harder, but
it happens. Yeah, but but it's also the Demon supposedly. So we'll talk about that next week. But but I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks again, everyone. Over here, we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And I'm JC. And as always, heels and baby faces, remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
Boom.
See you next week.
Adios, Gunther.